So I got a very special guest with me today, my neighbor, Susan. How you doing, Susan?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So you've never been on a podcast before?
Nope.
No?
Been on TV, but not on a podcast.
You've been on TV?
Yeah.
Why were you on TV?
In the 70s, the TV station in Montreal did a documentary called Ladies of the Lakes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you worked in the shipping industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. All right, yeah, so I thought I'd just ask you some, stuff about your life, maybe some life advice from different events and stories that you've had along the way, and a couple random questions, and yeah, see how it goes.
Okay.
So you did say to me the other week that you would be happy walking out of life with a bottle of wine in one hand and a chocolate bar in the other.
Yep.
Can you unpack that for me? Is that because you feel like you've lived a satisfying life?
Yep. That's when I go. I want to be able to. Woohoo! What a life! So far, it's been pretty good.
What's made it so good?
Travels. I have an amazing daughter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been the climax of life. I've always wanted to have children, and
How many kids do you have?
I just have the one.
The one daughter?
35 when I had her.
Wow.
So
Oh, that's awesome. So do you guys have a good relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your key to having a good relationship with your daughter? If you were to give any advice on that, is it?
Don't ask her because I'm a bitch.
Yeah. How are you a bitch, Susan?
I just am. I'm a little controlling, and I want things done my way. And if you don't do them my way, get out of the way, and I'll do it myself.
Okay. Well, that's fair. So have you ever traveled with your daughter?
Yep.
You've connected that way? Do you find that's a good way that you guys have connected is through travel?
Yep. 6 years ago, we went to Nicaragua, and I got the travel bug bit again. So thanks to her. And then
Yeah.
at 60, I did 5 months backpacking
Where'd you backpack?
all through South Pacific and Asia.
Wow. Can you tell me some stories from that trip or any trip in general? What's like one of your top travel stories? Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be PG. Come on, you can tell us whatever.
No. I don't know. There was a lot of good times. Basically, it was this very interesting girl that I met named Shoshona,
Okay.
a British girl. She now lives in Miami. And I traveled through 3 or 4 countries with her. And she is just a beautiful person, like the kind of person that is giving and loving, and just she's beautiful inside and outside. She does a lot of charity work and stuff like that. And so I kind of took her under my wing and traveled around with her for a while. So Cambodia was special. That's where I met her. Then we did we were in Siem Reap, and we did Angkor Wat. That was pretty spiritual.
What's Angkor Wat?
It's the old temple for the monks in Cambodia and Siem Reap.
Okay.
And they have you can go and watch the sunrise over the temples.
Well,
There's a big lake there, and they have all these little vendors come and give you coffee and stuff, and you watch the sunrise, and then you have the temples to yourself till 9 o'clock when they open up the gates for the mad rush of tourists.
That's cool. That's really interesting experience. So what was your top travel experience then? You don't have to tell maybe a crazy story, but if there's your top travel experience because that one sounds really cool. Is there another one that's like, if you could do it again, you'd want to go back?
Oh, Laos.
Laos?
Yeah, I lived in a tree house for 3 days.
Okay.
110 feet off the ground, and zip lined everywhere, and saw gibbons, monkeys, and
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Little monkeys crawl on your back and stuff. And
No, they don't come near you.
No?
You have to be very quiet in the dusk, because that's when they come to look for a place to sleep for the night. So
Yeah.
if you're very quiet, the next morning you'll see them.
Huh.
And they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I've had a little like a capuchin monkey climb on me and stuff, but there's monkeys that are pretty aggressive that you probably wouldn't want to go near.
We were in Costa Rica this year, my daughter and I, and she decided she'd feed them little capsia monkeys. We had this Airbnb in the jungle, and we had to go lock ourselves inside because they were everywhere. They just overran the place. They were banging on the windows, and
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, we're in Planet of the Apes.
Jesus, yeah, monkeys can be pretty crazy. Okay, so here's a random question for you. Maybe it's a monkey, maybe it's something else. What is your spirit animal?
Mine?
Yes. Do you have one? What animal emulates Susan?
Dolphin.
Why a dolphin? I didn't expect that.
Dolphin.
Why?
I don't know. I just like if I see a dolphin, like I just want to jump in the water with it. Like
Have you
and
swam with
just-
dolphins?
I did, but I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend anybody doing anything with an animal that's in captivity.
Yeah.
But there is a place in South Africa that you can swim with wild dolphins.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. See, I would have said something for you because you like to travel so much more, like a bird or something. You know, it's always traveling. It's always
yeah.
on the go.
It's always
But
been my spirit animal, but I'm really freak for turtles too. So
you like turtles?
yeah, I have a turtle tattoo on my back. My daughter paid for it in
Yeah.
Nicaragua. We got to release baby turtles into the wild, just out of random, sitting on the beach. This guy came up in a golf cart full of little baby turtles.
Oh, shit.
So we all got to go to the water and release one. And of course, I named mine Myrtle.
Yeah,
Myrtle the turtle.
that's funny. That's awesome.
That
Okay,
was an old nursery rhyme.
yeah, so a dolphin or a turtle, but mainly dolphin.
Dolphin, I think.
Okay, very cool. So here's a hypothetical question. If, let's say we turn back the clock, 20-year-old Susan, you're offered $100 million, but you can never leave St. Catharines again. Would you do it?
No.
You wouldn't do it?
No,
100 mil is a lot,
No.
though, Sus. You wouldn't take it.
absolutely not.
No?
Nope.
Travel is one of your big things. So that's what, if you were to tell anyone some life advice, it would be something
Don't
around
wait till you're 60 to do it. Do it in your 20s.
travel as much as you can.
Because you learn so much traveling. You learn more about yourself. You learn compassion, patience, which is something I do not possess. Thing. But no, I think when I left at 60, I came back. I was much more in tune with myself and more happy with myself.
Yeah. You found that you,
Find the rat race draws people in.
yeah.
Like I lived in PEI, I never used to drive for hours and never just smiling, listening to the radio. And now I'm back in Ontario, and it's get out of my way, you asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a different experience for sure being out there. Because you moved out to out east for a bit, right? You were gone. You sold your house here. Were gone for like close to a year, right?
Over a year,
Yeah. What was it like out there?
Peaceful,
Yeah.
beautiful people.
Yeah.
People knocking on the door, bringing me lobster and fresh fish, and
Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
Why did you give that up? You just,
I'm very social butterfly, so
Yeah.
being, 20 minutes from a grocery store and 20 minutes back home was a little bit of isolation for me.
yeah. You wanted to be back in this kind of area. Is your daughter from this area?
Yeah, she was raised in the house across the road.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. So have you lived in this area mainly your whole life then?
No, we moved here when I was about 8 or 9.
Where'd you move from?
Timmins.
Oh, Timmins. Wow. That's like buttfuck nowhere pretty much.
It is. Not no more, though. Now we got Shania Twain.
You got Shania Twain. Is that where she's from?
Timmins.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Timmins is like, well, that's like 4 hours or something from here or something like
8
that.
and a half.
Oh, shit. It's a lot more than I thought. Damn. Okay. Let's go back to your work life. Working on the ships. You were a cook, correct?
Mhm.
Were you head cook, second cook?
Second cook.
Second cook? Okay. So how many years did you do that for?
25.
That's a long time. Yeah, you are a good baker. You made me a weed cake that one time that absolutely fucked me up. That was good though.
Well, I do that.
Yeah. You like to bake a lot?
I like to bake. I like to cook.
Yeah. What's your top thing to bake or cook?
Oh, it's Guinness beef.
Guinness beef? To cook.
Yep. That's
What? I don't know if I've ever heard of that. You just make beef in Guinness? Is that what this is? If I'm
Yeah,
gonna
with other things, and
yeah.
then you serve it on mashed potatoes that's been mashed with cream cheese that's got the herbs and garlic in it.
Yeah.
And you just put that inside of a big Yorkshire pudding, and then you put the mashed potatoes in that, and you put the Guinness beef on top.
Oh shit. What's your favorite thing to bake?
I don't bake a lot anymore, but I like to make. I more like to preserve. I like making jams and stuff like that. I like to make mango chutney's my new thing.
Mango chutney. I'm allergic to mango.
Oh, well, I won't make you.
No, yeah, don't make me that. I was experimenting with different hot sauces, and I made a batch with like mango, and I got fucked up off of it, so I can't have any mango. Fun fact. But yeah. So what are some stories for the from the ship that you can share? There's one that you were telling me the other day that I just found hilarious. It was you were doing laundry. Can you tell?
Oh.
Can you tell that story?
We had this old cook on the boat, Millie, and we had to go down the engine room to do our laundry. It was an old Ringer washing machine. And I had my wash in and went back down to check it, and her wash was in, and mine was sitting all wet on top of the dryer. So I opened up the washing machine, and I opened up the porthole, and I threw her clothes out the porthole and put mine back in the washing machine.
Well, I mean, technically they'd get washed out there, so it's
Well,
just
yeah,
the
she just have to go
retrieval.
swim for them.
The retrieval might be a little hard. Yeah, that's so funny. Is there anything else that kind of comes to mind that was like?
There was another cook who's, well, I tried to shove her in the oven.
What? Why would you try and shove her in the oven?
Oh, I fucking hated her. She just pissed me off. She was such a bitch.
Yeah.
So first of all, she just like, I don't know what she did, but I grabbed a big piece of raw bologna and I shoved it in her mouth, and then she still wouldn't stop. So I tried to shove her head in the oven. The captain came out of the dining room, and I think you can have the rest of the day off, Susan. Thanks, Cap. See you later.
So you took a piece of raw bologna, jammed it in her mouth,
Yeah.
and then while she was choking on this raw bologna,
Oh, she wasn't choking. She spit it out. She was
She's
a tough
so
little
she's-
French bitch.
yeah, so she spit it out, and you just grabbed her head and tried to
Right?
stuff her in
She
the
just
oven.
wouldn't shut up, so I said, if you don't shut up.
That's one of the best stories I've ever heard. That's so funny. So what are some cool places you got to visit while going out on the ship?
Oh, I had a couple jobs on deep sea ships, so I got to go to communist Russia and
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that before.
communist Poland, and then after that ship, I got a job one winter on a coastal boat. So all we did was run from Halifax to Bahamas and New Orleans and Texas and stuff like that. So that was nice.
What was a lot of cargo that they were doing? Was it typically the same thing that you were seeing over and over
On
again,
the
or
coastal ship, we were mostly
Or-
carrying.
or
No, when we were coastal, we were running down to Inagua in the Bahamas, so we were taking sand.
okay,
Or no, we were bringing sand and salt back. So if we were going down, we were dropping off stuff in Tampa.
okay,
In Tampa, we'd go down there and load up either salt or sand for the roads in Halifax.
okay. That's really cool. Yeah, I used to work in the shipping industry, so mainly on the Great Lakes and stuff, but nothing kind of outside of that. I just kind of worked on the domestic side of things, but never traveled on them. I've been through the locks, which is a cool experience to see. But yeah, that's got to be interesting. What is it like being on the ships, like living on them? I know you save a lot of money and stuff that way. You're just kind of confined on the ships, and it might be an interesting experience. You got to really get along with the people that you're on there with, right? Like, did you have a good time with that overall?
Oh yeah.
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 Besides the lady tried to shove her head in the oven, but
Well, some of them women, they just didn't like young girls.
yeah,
And if you were young and attractive, it was too much competition for them. But I'm a pretty vocal kind of person, so
yeah. Well, it's a pretty male-dominated industry,
Yeah.
right?
for sure.
Yeah. So the cooks, I guess there would be, was there like many other women on the ship, or was it mainly just kind of the cooks
I
at the
worked On
time?
the deep sea ship, we had a female bosun or deckhand, and then on CSL, we had a female mate.
Okay.
So we had female mates, not too many engineers, but a
Yeah.
couple deckhands, but
Okay.
not really because it's pretty grueling work
Yeah.
being on the deck or in the tunnel.
Yeah, that is a lot. Cool. Is there anything that you want to share, like any story or any question that maybe I didn't ask you, or something that's like what a top moment from Susan's life? What's a top moment from Susan's life? It doesn't have to be a travel story. It can just kind of be maybe something around here, or okay, let me phrase it this way. If you could go back and live any moment over again in your life, what moment would you choose?
I can't pick just one.
No? I know, like, some people may say, like, you know, birth of their kid or,
Well, I was gonna say that, but that's pretty obvious.
that's
so.
pretty generic. Let's, hear something else. Releasing the turtles or visiting this temple or what's like, meeting your friend in Colombia for the first time. What's the, or maybe from your younger life, something with your parents, maybe something, is there a memory that you'd be like, you know what, even if it's just 5 minutes, I'd love to go back and just relive this moment.
Well, not really, but if I could do anything, I would like to be able to sit and talk to my brother again.
Yeah. What I'm assuming your brother passed away?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
I think he was 52.
Yeah.
And he was a year younger than me, so I'm 66.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a birthday tomorrow.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
So you and your brother were pretty close?
Yes.
Yeah. Did he work in the shipping industry as well?
In the beginning?
Yeah. And then he stopped?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't really for him?
No, he did something else.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a whole nother chapter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have to get into that if you don't
Well,
want
I
to.
don't care. He was an outlaw.
Oh, really?
Motorcycle gang, yep.
Oh, wow. What was that like for you? Like that, he dropped out of the shipping industry, then just joined a motorcycle gang?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yep, he was a tough little guy. He was the enforcer.
Holy
I
shit.
shouldn't be saying this on TV. I'll be in trouble.
No. Okay.
Stop that.
Yeah, we can drop it. We can definitely drop it. Okay. Let's ask you for some advice then. Let's say I'm 28, but I'm a 28-year-old Susan. What advice would you give to me?
Follow your passion.
Yeah.
And learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Some people still don't learn from their mistakes.
That's the biggest thing. Everyone makes mistakes, but
yeah.
if you're not actually learning from them and growing, then what are you doing? You're just
reliving that same thing over and over again, like the movie 50 First Dates or whatever it is.
Oh, I was gonna say Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go shoot.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Most famous person I've ever met.
Or who was influenced your...
Well, he definitely wouldn't influence me. I met Wendell Clark, but I was pretty hammered at a work event. So I kind of just tapped him on the shoulder, interrupted him as he was shoving shrimp in his mouth.
Oh.
So I wouldn't say that he's had an impact on my life. I just met him. I didn't get to meet him, but I've gotten his autograph through a family friend, George St. Pierre, who big UFC fighter. I'm a big fan of his. But who I don't know. I haven't met a lot of famous people. Yeah. What about you?
Aretha Franklin.
You met Aretha Franklin?
Yeah, at the Sky Dome. She there's a moment I would go back because I couldn't even talk
there
to
we
her.
go. We found
I
something.
couldn't even talk to her in the elevator.
No?
I'm
You were in the elevator with her.
She sang the national anthem at the first game of the second set when the Jays won the series.
Yeah.
And the next morning, we all had a room. My ladies' baseball team, we had a room over the Jumbotron. And the next morning, we were going to get in the elevator, and she was coming down the hall this way, and I'm going down this way.
Yeah.
I'm with my friend Jane. Jane has no idea who she is, and I'm like, right?
Yeah.
We get into the elevator.
Yeah.
And I'm like starstruck. I can't say a word. And I look at Jane. I go, Jane, it's the fucking Queen of Soul, man. I said, holy shit. So Jane starts talking to her. So after she checked out, we waited outside, and she came out. I think she spent 10 minutes talking to us.
That's awesome.
She signed all our World Series tickets, and then off she went.
That's really cool.
She was really neat.
Yeah. What year would this have been?
That would have been the year Rachel was born, 93.
Holy shit. That's really cool. Oh, that tops my my Wendell Clark story is he's just jamming food in his mouth.
I got my picture taken with Kim Coates, too.
With who?
Kim Coates,
I have no idea who that is.
Sons of Anarchy,
Oh, okay.
Pig.
Oh, Sons of Anarchy, like the show, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the show.
Oh,
Maybe if I saw a photo, I'd know. But
watch the show. My daughter calls me Gemma.
Gemma. Why? Who's Gemma in the show?
She's the mom.
What is? Do you find Gemma like is similar to you?
Well, I can be if you mess with my daughter.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you you
Plus,
mess.
I told my daughter's boyfriend 3 things.
What's that?
I said, I have a gun,
Okay.
a shovel, and an alibi.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I would be scared shitless if you told me that. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, I mean, is there any other life advice that you would want to give to someone in their 20s? You said kind of follow your passion, make sure to travel, experience all that, because then you really find yourself through travel. Is there anything else that you would say is kind of up there on your list?
Yeah, be kind to people because you have no idea what that person is going through that day.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything nice to say, just shut your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always told my daughter, you treat people the way you want them to treat you.
Yeah.
Everybody in this planet has something that is beautiful about them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just see somebody on the street and oh my gosh, I really love the color of your hair or whatever. You could make that person's whole week.
That's true.
Just from one kind little word.
Yeah, and you have no idea what they're going through that specific day. They could be struggling with anything, but yeah, we're often so caught up in our own lives that we're just, beelining to do whatever we're going to do. We often don't stop and, just say anything nice to anyone randomly on the street. So that's a great piece of advice that someone can implement at any point in time. You might not be able to travel and, to go find yourself in the immediate moment. Maybe you don't have the funds or whatever, but anyone can be nice to anyone on the street and make anyone's
But there
day.
are beautiful places right around here. If
Yeah.
you haven't traveled, travel to someplace. Go to Paris, Ontario. Hey, I went to Paris. Pretty town.
Yeah. What's so good about Paris, Ontario?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's got all these nice little cafes and restaurants right on the river.
Yeah.
It's a small little quaint town. It's pretty.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never been to Paris, Ontario. What about Timmins? Would you go back? Would you recommend anyone go to Timmins? Besides,
fishing.
Yeah. Are you a big fisher, being that you were, on the
Yeah, I
lakes
used
and
to
stuff?
fish all the time with my grandfather.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. I don't fish too often, but it's enjoyable. It's kind of one of those ones that you can just, sit there and you're just in the moment, just, casting out a line. Don't need to think about anything else in the world. You could just, just fish. That's it. Just you, the water, and the fish, and the turtles. Yeah. Cool. Well, Susan, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
I do have just a little gift for you. It is your birthday. And I just wanted to, thank you for doing it.
Oh.
I got you a bottle of wine
And a chocolate
and a
bar.
chocolate bar. I'm not saying you're ready to walk out of life, but I just wanted to thank you with
And
this.
you got Mars. Okay, cool.
Do you like Mars bar?
I
or no?
love Mars.
Okay, good. I just randomly grabbed a chocolate bar. I like Mars bar, so I thought I'd give
Awesome.
you the Mars
Thank
bar.
you so much.
Oh, thank you. This is fun.
Okay.
Yeah, very random, but fun. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, appreciate it. Take care.